Hello and welcome back to our Minnesota farm for a crop update. This is June 15th. Haven't had a chance to do a crop update for a while just because things have been so busy. In cornfields like this one, I've been side dressing, and because we haven't been getting any rain, I had to also cultivate it in. For instance, the day that I side dressed this one, they were predicting anywhere from a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain that night. We didn't get a drop, so the next day I spent it cultivating. And every day, whether I've been putting fertilizer on or whether I've been cultivating, the wind has been strong just like it is today. I'm sure you can hear the wind coming through the trees. I went behind the trees because the wind is so terribly strong that otherwise we wouldn't be able to get good sound into the recording today. I also tried some testing on foliar fertilizers this year. I had a little cooperation from a rep also, and I'm standing actually by one of those. That's why there's a red flag over here, and if you turn over this way, there's a red flag. And then of course on the other side of the field there's some more, because I did some in the long rows and some in the short rows, and so I'll let you see what I did there. Farm, I'm going to try to put some foliar fertilizer on this evening. I've done a lot of studying on it. I came up with using what's called Mix 5, and that has magnesium, boron, copper, iron, manganese, zinc, and so forth. I'm going to put 20 acres of that on, but I'm going to put 10 acres of this alone, and then I'm going to put 10 acres using Megafol. And this has analysis of 308, so 3 parts of nitrogen to 8 parts of a soluble potash. And we're going to see what that does and compared with just a Mix 5. And then we're also going to test the corn as far as not having any on at all. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put on the BMZ. And this one here has boron, manganese, zinc, so forth in this one. And just to compare if either of these have a response. Now I'm going to do 20 acres of that, but I'm going to do the first 10 acres again without the Megafol. And the other 10 acres, I'm going to add the Megafol together with the BMZ. And we're going to see how this works out this fall and harvest to see if we get a good yield response on it. Now I'm not putting this on with a chemical. So I'm doing this alone, and we're at the V5 stage of corn now. We have a nice, cool, quiet evening, and that seems to be the best time that they've had the best results in. So because I'm not putting this on with a chemical, but I'm just putting it on alone, I'm going to have to add a non-ionic surfactant with it as well. So I'll be putting this in for the water conditioning and wetting agent. I'm going to be doing the Mix 5 alone, Mix 5 Megafol together, BMZ alone, BMZ Megafol together. And hopefully all of this will be worth my time and effort, and it'll show a good yield response. Again, we want to do this late in the evening when the moisture is pulling in back into the leaves. It's going to carry that fertilizer into the plant. We want to do it during the V5 stage of the corn. That's when it's determining those how many kernels around that it's going to put on its ear. Here's a site we haven't seen for quite a few years. Wetlands that are all dried up. Here you can see how dry it is by the outlet. Has very little water coming out of it, out of the tile system in my farm. Normally this one's running really well. Here we're looking at the Winningsted farm on the soybeans. Remember I said I planted all E3 soybeans, so I've sprayed them with an Enlist herbicide last week. You'll see a little bit of spotting on the leaves from that Enlist herbicide. Not a real big deal, it's just more cosmetic. There you can see that, I'll show you a trifoliate here. You can see that was out during the time that I sprayed it. You can see the spotting going on there. However, the new trifoliate, there it is, no spotting at all. In a matter of a few weeks, you won't even notice that anymore. I'm going to give you a little bit of an update here on the decomp I tried. I was really disappointed with the decomp that I had tried. I was hoping for something more miraculous, I guess, of all those long grasses just breaking down before I moved it out of the pen. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Maybe I'll have to learn and see what I did wrong on that. So please join me once again for another crop update on our Minnesota farm.